Hello class 8, let's continue chapter 2 reproduction in plants. In previous video we have already discussed about the vegetative propagation and vegetative propagation by underground stems like tubers, bulbs and culm and rhizome. Okay, now today in this video we will discuss about the vegetative propagation by leaves and roots and artificial vegetative propagation, right? Okay, now next is your reproduction by roots. The roots of plants normally do not bear buds. However, some plants which have modified thickened roots which bear buds. For example, sweet potato. What is sweet potato? That is your shakargandhi. I think all of you have eaten this shakargandhi. Now, sweet potato plant has modified roots thickened with stored food, which are called root tubers. And these root tubers have buds or eyes on them, which can grow to produce new sweet potato, right? Thus, we can say that sweet potato plant are reproduced by method of vegetative propagation. Okay, now next is your reproduction by leaves. Some plants reproduce themselves from leaves. The leaves of some plants develop buds on them. Such leaves having buds can be used as a structures of vegetative reproduction in plants. For example, bryophyllum. The leaves of bryophyllum plant develop some buds in its margin. So look at here. The leaf. It is a leaf of bryophyllum, and what's happened? The margin of this leaf. These bud-like structures are coming out, right? When these bud-like structures, when they develop and this leaf fall on the ground, then each bud can grow into a new plant. Now another example of vegetative propagation by leaves is begonia. In begonia plant also what's happened? Buds on leaves grow and into a new plant. Okay, now today we discuss about the artificial methods of vegetative propagation. Now all of you know, farmers, gardeners and florists, they use artificial methods to produce many plants that are exactly the same as the original parent plant, right? And then they grow many plants from one plant at much faster rate. Now what is artificial propagation of plants? This is a method of growing many plants from the body of a plant by man-made methods. This method is used in agriculture for raising crops and in horticulture for the cultivation of vegetables, fruits and flowers. There are three main methods of artificial propagation: cutting, layering and grafting. Now what is cutting? In this method, a small part of the plant with buds is cut or removed. The cutting may be from the stem, root or leaf. Now all of you know, suppose if you want to grow a new rose plant, what do? You just take a cutting, right, of a stem. Now then the cut part with buds is taken and its lower part buried in moist soil. After a few days, the cutting develops roots and shoots and grow into a new plant. This new plant form has the same characteristics as that of the parent plant. Now plants like bougainvillea, chrysanthemum, grapes, sugarcane, rose, cacti, they can be grown by the same method. Now what are the advantages of this method? The new plant can be produced from one plant instead of waiting for the development of flowers and seeds. And now next is your layering. Okay, this method involves the pulling of a branch of a plant and burying it in a soil, while leaving the tip of the branch exposed above the ground. After some time, the branch develops root and grows into a new plant. For example, jasmine is one of the plants that grows by this method of propagation. Plants like strawberry and roseberry are propagated in the same manner, as they have runners, which are soft horizontal stems running above the ground, where the seed ends of the runner touch the ground. Right. Now next is your grafting. When the stem of two different plants, one with roots and the other without roots, they are joined together in such a way that the two stems they join and grows as a single plant, bearing the characteristics of both original plants. In order for grafting to take place, the two stems must have the following: the cut stem of a plant that is fixed to the soil and has roots, and it is called stalk. Right? And the upper part of the plant that cut and without roots, and it is called scion. Right? Now the stalk is chosen for its good roots and resistance to disease, while the scion is chosen for its good flowers or fruits. Now due to the cell division in the cambium of scion and stalk, the two stems they join together and grow as a one plant. And now the scion is placed over the stalk, and both the surfaces are fitted together and bound tightly with a piece of cloth and covered with a polythene sheet to prevent harmful infections by bacteria or fungus, and loss of water or sap from the cut, so that no loss of water takes place, right? And the cut parts they heal, and the stalk and scion of two different plants they grow together as one plant. And now the new plant which we get, it is the combination of best qualities of both. The scion becomes the upper part, and the flowers and fruits are all formed by the scion. And it is done in the trees like mango, apples, like citrus fruits, pear, rubber plant. Right? Now next is your advantages of artificial vegetative propagation. Now the new plant which is produced by artificial propagation will be a replica. Replica means just carbon copy of the parent plant. Fruit trees that have been grafted bear or produce fruits faster in comparison to those trees grown by seeds. Now third is your plants grown by means of artificial vegetative propagation require less attention than those grown by the seeds, right?